One thing not that I say I wouldn't like, but I was surprised by the amount of female butt cheeks I saw in this game.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
When Donna first showed up, and it was like her cutscene, I was like, okay, a little, swimsuity, cute, whatever. But then it was like afterwards, after the cutscene was done, and her back was faced towards us, and I was like, oh, that's a butt. Welcome to Uploaded, where I, Angela, chat with VTubers about what they've uploaded. We are celebrating the 25th anniversary of Final Fantasy X and discussing our likes and dislikes of the game. With me today is Lavi F. Arce, who is an alchemist VTuber. Lavi not only loves JRPGs, but is also an animator himself, as well as a tenor in the VTuber Symphony Orchestra. Let's go say hi. All right, and just to confirm, your name is Lavi F. Arcel?
Arce.
Arce. Ugh, the French. Why a full name for a VTuber, and does the middle name mean anything?
When someone asked me what the F stood for, I got extremely nervous and just uttered the first thing that came out of my mind, and it was just Frank. But that, as much as Lavi Frank Arce would be a thing, my name is actually a reference to 3 different things: an anime series and 2 JRPGs.
Is it D. Gray Man?
Yes, Lavi comes from D. Gray Man.
I'm already obsessed with you.
Oh, it's so sad that it only comes out quarterly now. But
I know.
The F actually comes from the summoner from Tales of Fantasia, Klaus F. Lester. And my last name, Arce, comes from the airship line in the Trails of series called the Arce class of airships.
All right. I love how you take from different medias and whatnot. I feel like you pretty well-rounded with all types of games and anime, clearly. And I do want to do one last thing to get to know you a little bit. Mm-hmm. You let me choose an interactive segment to do, which usually my guests will pick. So I'm not gonna lie, I did have a little fun creating this segment for you. I'm going to share my screen right now. All right, so this is the classic meme. You are on a 10-hour flight. Where are you sitting? So I can go down row by row just in case you have any questions on who's who, because I obviously asked you this week, hey, do you know this game? Just in case. The first row, I will say I didn't ask you about, but I just assumed you would know. This is Ace Attorney right here. His name is Winston Payne. He is, I believe, the first quote-unquote enemy you meet in the game, who is a rookie killer, I believe, and he's just an overall teacher's pet. Probably not much fun to sit with. But then on the other hand, you have, of course, Titus and Jet there, who is famously known as a father-son duo that do not get along. Mm-hmm. So I don't know if you want to sit there either. I also invited Fire Emblem Path of Radiance's villain, Itsuka. Pretty racist dude who wants to experiment on living people. So overall, baddie. Mm-hmm. Yep. I also do have from Persona 3, Akihiko and Shinjiro, who are best friends. So I do want to make the caveat that in this case, just to make things a little bit more even on the evilness radar, is that Shinjiro is dead. So take that as you will, if you want to sit next to a dead person or not.
I see. Okay.
Like I said, you gave me this choice. I wanted to play around with this. Then next row, we are back with Fire Emblem Path of Radiance. We have our hero Ike there, as well as Amy and Soren. Amy, I believe, is a bit thirsty for Ike, and we can't blame her for that. But Soren doesn't seem to like Amy and is best friends with Ike. So there might be some tension as well in that middle row there. The next row we have is the famous chicken from Legend of Zelda, who we all know gets a little feisty if touched. So you might want to be a little careful sitting there as well. We also have from Kingdom Hearts, Riku and Riku Replica. Very complicated relationship, which will probably need a full episode by itself to discuss. And then the very last row, we have Waka, who I found out recently can be a bit of a controversial character. And Expedition 33, Francois and Esquier. Esquier claims they're best friends. Francois might say otherwise. So, with all this, where would you sit on this flight?
Okay, so I guess just gonna dissect this a bit. I feel like sitting next to Winston Payne is going to be just him trying to regale his exploits as the rookie killer and like the 20-something rookies that he's destroyed before he lost all of his hair. So I'm going to squarely just rule out Winston Payne. Chair number 2. I feel like no, I don't think I want to sit next to a racist genocidal maniac.
Fair point.
Yeah, number 3 is okay. I think vibing with Ike is good. Although I'd probably get daggers by Soren, who is now sitting with Amy. Number 4, the cuckoo. I'm just afraid of accidentally just like sleeping and then just like leaning over and then incurring the wrath
Game
of
over.
12,000 chickens on a plane, which might not be good. Number 5, with Waka. Waka is a chill character. However, it's been documented that any sort of flying machines are considered forbidden machina, which would interfere with the teachings. Number 6, I don't think I want to be in the middle of a whole daddy issues sort of flight for 10 hours. Meanwhile, number 7 would have been my first choice, except the caveat that you had.
It would have been too easy if I let you have that.
I'm not sure why Akihiko would be sitting next to a cadaver, but
That's
you know, I'm just gonna let that sit for a bit. Number 8, I feel like it wouldn't be too terribly bad. I mean, with the way that Soren, I guess, just sort of broods.
You're cushioned a little bit.
Yeah, it like Soren's not going to do anything. Soren is just he's just going to be pissed. He's just going to read. He's just going to sleep. Meanwhile, Amy, I mean, she'll probably just talk about the ventures and just like try to look at Ike while I'm trying to do what I do on the flight. Number 9, I feel like that's going to be like the little angel and the little devil on your shoulders. It's just like, but I don't know. Maybe. No, Riku would talk about hope, and then Replica Riku would talk about like, I don't know, despair and death and stuff in my ear.
They're such angsty teens.
Exactly. Meanwhile, SK and Francois, like Francois is a jerk, but he's a lovable jerk. Yeah. He'll say "F you, Lovey," but in reality, he's just like, yeah, okay, whatever. Just do what you do. So I'd probably say 3. I think sitting with Ike would probably be the best bet.
Okay.
But behind the racist person,
yeah,
it should be fine. Those seats are pretty high.
Maybe I can also be like,
yeah, exactly. He
help you out a little bit.
Exactly. He won't mess with me because the person that canonically is supposed to kill him is literally right behind him.
It's right there.
Yeah, exactly.
That, or you can maybe throw the cuckoo at him as well. Great job on that game. You successfully, I feel like, dodged many bullets and picked a seat that will hopefully land safely and get you where you need to go, wherever that 10 hours is. But like I said, we are here to talk about games. We're here to talk about Final Fantasy X. By this point, the 25th anniversary of Final Fantasy has just passed. I know you've recently played a full playthrough. Do you have any initial thoughts on the game now that you've finished it?
So I guess to preface, I'm of the belief that replaying a game or rereading a story a second time will give you a different takeaway from it and different things to appreciate. I took the opportunity to just like watch through all the Jex spheres in order because I started appreciating Arin's whole story as just going from start to finish, from him being a professional buzzkill of a warrior monk to becoming essentially the surrogate father for Yuna and Titus. from his adherence, almost like a Waka-like adherence to the teachings, to giving his speech and life lesson right before Unalesca's battle is just gives me a new appreciation of his character and how once he had gone through a full life, in death he's reached some sort of clarity.
Yeah, I was a little worried replaying this game because I feel like there are some shows or some games where it's different when you play as a child and play as an adult, where it's like, oh, I can see why as a kid I love this game, but it's a little too juvenile for me now as an adult. I actually feel like I was too young when I played Final Fantasy X because I feel like I missed so much of the relationships that all these characters have. You know, there's a lot of things unspoken throughout this whole story. The way that Lulu acts, the way that Waka acts, that I didn't understand as a child. So now as an adult, we're just like, it's really funny because I was talking with my family and they're like, I kind of don't like how annoying Titus is. And I'm just like, well, he's a 17-year-old child who was thrown into this world. Of course he's going to be annoying. I'd be terrified. And it's things like that where it's like, do some people not like annoying characters and not want them as a main character? Sure. But that's how you can see his growth. That's how you can see how realistic the plot is. That's how you can see how the characters change and everything. So I'm glad I'm replaying this game because I feel like I missed out so much as a child. And I'm glad I'm seeing it now as an adult.
I agree wholeheartedly. Like, yes, Titus is an extremely annoying character starting out. But I think I do agree that his story arc went from becoming this really annoying star player, the Xanark and the Abes sort of obnoxious character, to a character who's now thinking about what he says, how to get this team through the ordeal that is this spiral of death. And I guess just a sidebar, the portrayal of him during the infamous laughing scene is probably one of my favorites. Like, unironically, is like, because his laughing is supposed to be bad.
Right.
And I feel like both voice actors really nailed it with what they were supposed to be portraying.
Someone said, I don't know if you played it in the English or Japanese version, but the Japanese version, someone said he sounds like a crow, and I can't unhear it anymore.
Yes.
He's literally cawing. I'm just like, oh, okay, interesting choice.
Yeah, I've played the Japanese version, I think the original Japanese or international Japanese version, like, oh my gosh, it'd be like 10 years ago now. But yes, I kept the Japanese language, and oh my gosh, he really does. The quality of his voice actor's voice just had that sort of thing when just sounds like Iago from Aladdin at some points, like.
Yeah, it's also, I mean, everyone talks about the voice acting choice in that role, but people, I feel like, don't talk about how serious that scene is where like two teens are like, hey, our life kind of sucks, so we have to laugh, otherwise we're just going to be unhappy. And it's just like, oof, to be in a world where just like, smile, because otherwise we just be in despair, is terrifying to think about sometimes.
Oh, for sure. And just making it even more, I guess, tragic, because at that point, Titus doesn't know a thing about right. what's going on. But at the same time, he's also just stuck in a world that's apparently 1,000 years into the future from him, and he's just got no way out, sort of thing as well.
Right.
So, depths of despair on both fronts.
Yeah, and I will say the relationship with Titus and Yuna is so fascinating because, again, I didn't notice this as a child. When I was a child, I was like, oh, these are adults. And now as an adult, I'm like, oh, these are children. And it's just like these two children, even though they have adults with them, yes, but they have a lot of weight of the world and of like a lot of pressure on them that they feel like, you know, it was very clear that Yuna was so glad to find Titus and Titus was so glad to find Yuna, and that they had these nice moments of laughing or whistling and cheering each other up in a world where it kind of felt like they had to be adults, unfortunately.
Yeah. Which is interesting because I think it was the original pitch for Final Fantasy X was that it took place in a world where anyone living beyond a certain age will die.
Oh.
Yes. So it's sort of carried over some themes from that, where the young have a necessity to grow up and mature at a very young age when facing this sort of adversity, the adversity being their mortality.
Oh, wow. That kind of reminds me of a game, Expedition 33, which I do believe, took inspiration from Final Fantasy X. It all comes full circle, I guess.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Actually, is a good pivot to another question I have, is just that Expedition 33 was the latest modern game that I've played. And I liked how it was easy to explore the world without needing a map. All the routes were either they looped or, it's a dead end, to go back. So it's kind of funny how in Final Fantasy X, there is a map, but it's also like, there's just nothing there if the game doesn't want you to go there. And that kind of simplicity. Is there anything that you miss from earlier games that you think should be incorporated into newer games?
I would probably say that the main thing is, while I love a long foray into a world, I miss the older games that have been on the shorter side, but their side quests expanded much more about the world or the characters. Like in the game of Xenogears, there was a side quest that took place in the lighthouse, which gave one of your main characters like closure on her arc, as well as explaining what the past was like in the world before a gigantic cataclysm sort of thing. Just some secrets as well, where, let's say in the original Final Fantasy VII, you're able to go out on a date with Barrett, and just having these two guys just broing down in a gold saucer sort of thing. Where a lot of the worlds in games nowadays is given to you through mandatory speech, mandatory text stuff. Whereas people can play a game and if they want to learn more about this world, they're able to, whether it be through side quests, secrets, or another thing was speech with different NPCs in the city. Just being able to talk with normal townspeople, like in I think Star Ocean, you're able to talk with everyone, and they all had something different to say based on the current events and how it's affecting them as townspeople. Which will yes, which so like you can talk to Citizen A in City B before and after City C's complete and utter destruction, and you can figure out it's like, oh, how is this affecting this person's merchandising or something like that sort of thing, which was something I really missed because it really made the world feel lived in.
I do feel like older games were harder in a sense, where they were trying new things, and also, programming, I'm sure, was a lot more difficult back in the day, so things were a lot harder. And I feel like Final Fantasy X did try a lot of different things. I don't know if they worked or didn't work. For example, what are your thoughts on not having level ups, but like skill ups? Because I feel like it was an interesting try. I don't know if they've done that in any other Final Fantasy games. I overall think I don't like it. But it's interesting to go around and collect spheres and update everything like that.
I think it was something that looked good on paper, but I can't really say I particularly like it too much either. Like, you can have, instead of having a healer Yuna, you can literally just have her do 9,999 damage by going down Arin's path or something like that. But then we kind of just lose the character differentiation, which is what I didn't particularly like from newer games.
And then another thing, I'm curious, what do you think of the overdrives? Most of them were custom. And did any of them give you anxiety?
my latest playthrough from Final Fantasy X was on the PC. I generally played like PlayStation 2 or PlayStation 3. So when I first did Arin's Overdrive and I saw the button layout, it was like up, right, down, 1, 2, up, left, or something like that. I was like, what's 1, 2? What are these buttons? Sort of thing. So I guess in terms of anxiety, that would probably be it. But overall, I feel like everyone's except for probably Lulu's were
really okay. I feel like I'm doing Lulu's wrong. I can't get past like 4 turns. I think I just need to do more thumb exercises or something.
Oh no, like it is notoriously hard and notoriously not worth the effort.
Oh, that's what you mean.
Yeah. Like I feel like everyone's overdrives were fine. They showed off like what sort of play style that they have. And in a way, yeah, I guess Lulu's does fit with her, but I mean it was just too hard for Lulu's overdrive to pay off when I could just cast Fire Agamor or something like that.
Yeah, it'd be like the same amount of damage and be like, okay, why'd I do that?
Exactly, yes.
And then I do want to talk a little bit about the animation and the gameplay as well, because I know you yourself are an animator. Before I want to go into the details, I do want to ask, did you play the HD or the original most recently?
I played the HD.
Okay. So I do let's talk about it. I don't know if you've heard the rumors how apparently they lost the original source code, which is kind of crazy because I think they also did that for Kingdom Hearts. I'm just like, how are people just losing these things? It's all spectacle, but you look at the difference and there's clearly a difference. Titus is like wearing the tightest waterlined eyeliner I've ever seen in my life. And it's just like, what are your thoughts as an animator? Like if you heard, maybe you worked in the original game and they lost the source code, or you're a new animator and they're like, hey, you got to reanimate all of this. How would you feel?
Funny story is, I think in an interview they did confirm that rumor. They did the same exact thing with Final Fantasy IX as well. I believe it was considered just common practice, just because of how much data space that it takes up, and things like the cloud could not just accommodate those sorts of sizes as they do nowadays.
I see. It's that like transition period of like when HT was starting to become more modern flash drives or floppy. I don't know when floppy disk transferred to hard drives, but a lot of technology was changing at this time for sure. So I don't know. It's I feel like in our era where it's like save everything, don't throw anything out. It's kind of crazy that they would. I mean, maybe they didn't think, 25 years from now or 10 years from now, I think is when the HD version was made. They're like, we want to remake the game. Oh no, we don't have the source code. What to do now?
Yeah, I doubt anyone would have thought, it's like, yeah, we're not going to remake it. If they need it, they'll just play the original, no problem. I'm sorry, what now? You want me to what? We're giving this guy mascara?
Truly, they all have such dark eyes. Do you think they did a good job?
With what they were given? Yeah, I think so. I kind of miss the way that they did the lighting for the original, but for what they were given, I'd say so. The image of Titus.
It's just, I think this is the most like scary one.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, it's definitely an undertaking that they had to go through to make brand new textures and resurface everything, and then re-rig everything and have all of that. But I think they also had the benefit of mocap for the HD remake, though, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh, okay.
So it wasn't as bad, but yeah, I would say that the team did their best, and I salute them for it.
Okay, but speaking of other animations of this game, I am also shocked, as we mentioned, about like what is simplistic and what is like more difficult the fact that they made unique Aeon animations, I thought like they're also just so gorgeous. And every time I get a new one, I'm like, oh yeah, I remember this the first time playing it. Would love to know your thoughts on those animations as well.
I loved the Aeons. Whenever I played a Final Fantasy game, I'm like, how will they do the summons? Because like every time a summon or GF or Aeon comes out, it becomes like this whole grandiose affair. And just seeing Valifor come out for like the first time, just like dive through the sky was fantastic. And seeing like how they look in the scope of Final Fantasy X's aesthetic was also exciting to see.
I think it was such a great time to show Yuna's personality without any dialogue, because you can see all the Aeons that she summons clearly really like her. Although she was really cute, where she like tosses her scarf or whatever at Yuna, and she was just like, okay, that's fine.
I must catch Queen's scarf.
Exactly. It's like I would do the same probably.
Oh, for certain, yeah.
But yeah, it's just one of those things where it's like the little details really makes the game stand out, and I really liked that. One thing not that I say I wouldn't like, but I was surprised by the amount of female butt cheeks I saw in this game.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
When Donna first showed up, and it was like her cutscene, I was like, okay, a little, swimsuity, cute, whatever. But then it was like afterwards, after the cutscene was done, and her back was faced towards us, and I was like, oh, that's a butt. And then you keep playing. It's like, oh, there's a lot of butts.
Yeah.
So like maybe that's the one aspect where I'm just like, maybe. I mean, I think there are butts in PG movies, so it's not that big of a deal. But I was kind of just like, a lot of butts here. I don't know if you noticed this as well, or if it was just me. But
oh no, yeah, no, I noticed it. I'm
like, Donna, every other summoner is fully clothed and you're just running around.
It's like, I distinctly remember Donna's being a thing where like, oh, those are pants. No, that's not pants. That's just, But then in my latest playthrough, I'm just like, there's a lot of butts here. I don't know. Waka. I'm sorry, what? Whereas just like a lot of these low angle shots come out.
Oh man. Yeah, when you mentioned how like this game was based in Southeast Asia or Indonesia specifically, I was like, oh, I never thought about that. But I'm also just like, I don't know if that explains the lack of clothing, but sure. I have a couple more thoughts. I'm going to rapid fire them. These are kind of hot takes, so I'm curious to know what you think of them as well. You already mentioned the quote unquote awful laughing in Final Fantasy X, but what I found more awful was Titus's kid voice in the English version.
Yes,
it sounded like a chain smoker who was pretending to be a child, and every time he spoke, I was a little terrified that he was going to come out of the TV and kill me.
They say you don't practice anymore, that you're gonna retire.
Like the thing is that I remember her voice. I think she was like a really big voice actor at the time for Western TV shows.
Yes.
I think she was like, what was it, Susie? Yeah, Susie Carmichael from Rugrats, where she just uses the same quality of the voice. Where
oh my gosh. I don't know. Maybe someone didn't tell her like what role she was playing, or yeah, I don't know. Some lack of communication was happening here, because I was just like, okay, let's move on to this cutscene.
He sounded very interesting.
That's a very nice way of saying it. I'm just fully creeped out.
Man.
Another topic of voice acting. I'm curious to know if you have any hot takes on the voice acting, but one other hot take I have is that they had to give Seymour a creepy voice, otherwise I think people would find him attractive. That's my thought.
Like, the problem is that people still find him attractive, which is beyond me.
Physically, I could see why, maybe.
I don't know. Like in first blush, I found Seymour to be like, oh hey, look, it's Sephiroth, except more spikes and chest now apparently. But then, yeah, I believe that if like they gave him like Lance Bass's voice from Kingdom Hearts, I imagine that the fan base for Seymour would have multiplied.
Oh my god. Yeah, oh absolutely. If it weren't for the fact that he was such a terrible person. I mean, no, that still doesn't stop people. Let's be real here.
Oh no, absolutely not.
But yeah, I was when I first heard his voice, I was just like, oh, but don't remember his voice something like that. But okay, it stops me from being attracted to him. So hey, let's go for it. And then my biggest hot take, which I am curious what you think of, is that I don't care for Blitzball. I truly don't. I had to play with that one moment with Waka in the finals and whatever, and I was lost and confused and just did my best. But I have not touched it since, and I believe if you play it, you can like help Waka get like more powerful. But I honestly do not care. I am not playing that game. What are your thoughts? Have you played it? Do you like it? Do you think it's important?
Unfortunately, I have played it to completion because my run was going to be for a completion run. But it is worth noting that it got to the point where I would join a game, score a couple times, and then do the glitch where you swim back behind your own goalie, and then everyone will start just swimming in circles. So then you can just wait out the clock like that.
I did not know about that.
But even then, you have to play a minimum of like 50 games to get Waka's ultimate weapon completely maxed out.
Oh.
And it is a trial. I like what Blitzball signifies it in universe, it being like the only form of entertainment, and it's a way for everyone to, I guess, unite and just distract themselves from the utter death and pain and torments going on around them for 10 minutes. But as a mini game, it had overstayed its welcome quite quickly.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely agree. Now that I know that's 50 games, I am absolutely not even going to try attempting that. Thank you for letting me know. I wasn't going to play it anyways, but now for sure I'm not going to play it. There are other things more important. I do want to mention we are probably at the last 10-minute mark. So before I jump to the last question for you, anything else you want to talk about for Final Fantasy X?
I'm just so sad for the way that magic worked in Final Fantasy X. It became very useless very quickly.
Really?
Yes.
Oh wait, okay, okay. That's okay. So like I thought I was using Lulu a lot. I am still working on my first battle with Seymour. So I think I'm still pretty early on in this game. In what sense does magic stop losing its potential?
It's like I had also used Lulu a lot in the early game, but it came to a point that the amount of strength behind everyone's attacks would just completely nullify the need for magic. And then, especially in like endgame, you're just pushing quick attack for everyone. The main way to do damage is just quick attack, and everything will be dead, except for one. Even like Seymour Omnius, the last incarnation of Seymour, where it's supposed to revolve around magic, where your party can be strong enough to just kill him in a few turns with some well-placed quick attacks.
Gotcha. Okay, that is fascinating. I'm obviously going to keep playing the game. I like Lulu a lot, so I hope I can keep using her for a bit longer. Last question for you. I know you are working on a video essay about video game characters, and you're starting with Final Fantasy IX. Just to clarify, is this only on Final Fantasy characters? And if so, why are you starting at 9?
The essay series that I want to start is going to be about just any game in general. It's not going to be centered squarely on Final Fantasy IX. However, Final Fantasy IX is my favorite game in the series. And it's a game that I come back to a fair amount just to because it is one of those games where every time you play it, you learn something new about the characters and whatnot. And it's specifically the first character that I'm going to be taking a look at is Steiner from that game, because he's one of the most, I guess, important characters just as an adult to just look at the story of. And I just wanted to state how much love and care goes that the writers put into writing these character arcs, writing these characters, and pairing these characters to the theme of cherishing life and their look at death that Final Fantasy IX revolves around.
Mm-hmm.
And I just think that Final Fantasy IX was one of the last Final Fantasies that I really got that sense from, where the characters, even though it boiled down to probably like 5 that were actually relevant to the story, but the characters that they paid attention to were really well written, and there's a lot to learn from these characters, from their journey throughout the game. Some other ones that I had been thinking about doing is visiting like the Trails of franchise for one of the characters, Reen Schwarzer, or Joshua from Trails of the Sky, among other ones. But for now, I wanted to focus on all the characters of Final Fantasy IX first, because I feel like they have a story that's been, admittedly, I feel like overlooked.
I was going to say, I feel like I hear so much about Final Fantasy IX, but because Final Fantasy X came out for the PS2 and blew everyone away with the technology at that time, I feel like 9 did get overshadowed so much. But every now and then on Reddit, I'm always like, Final Fantasy IX is one of the best games for Final Fantasy. So now that you've mentioned what the story is about and the specific character, I am curious about this game myself as well. Why exactly do you want to do like a video essay and not just like, I feel like a lot of people think shorts or reels or whatever, TikTok clips are so popular nowadays. Why do you want to do like a video essay for these?
I guess for the first thing, I personally despise short form media. I can never understand why. I can never understand.
It's terrible for your attention span. Don't do it.
But second, I feel like there's a lot of information and a lot of, I guess, little bits here and there that help sort of make these characters. And I feel that trying to condense it all into a short is going to do the characters a little bit, the analysis a little bit of
like an injustice.
Injustice. Yeah, for lack of a better term, yes. So I believe that writing it as a video essay would probably be the best way to go about doing this.
Awesome. And are you, I imagine you're going to be scripting, voicing, doing all the edits for this.
Yes.
It sounds like a lot of work. When do you think you'll be publishing this?
I have no idea. I'm still currently writing the script. There's a lot of, as I'm also doing a playthrough, writing notes, doing some research. It's just a lot of information that I'm going to need to parse through and go through some more dev interviews, writer interviews, and all that stuff as well.
Oh yeah, there's so much research that goes into it. Okay, well, that sounds exciting to me. I can't wait to hear it. And if anyone else is interested, please follow Lavi here on YouTube right now. We're going to end this episode here. Thank you so much for joining us, and we'll see you next time.
Have a good one, everyone.
Bye.
See you.
Thanks for listening to Uploaded, and thank you to Lavi for joining us today on this episode. If you liked our conversation, don't forget to like and subscribe, and tell me what's an old franchise we should revisit next.